Good evening and welcome to TV47 Weekend. I am Muthoni Minor. Remember, you can send us your feedback at TV47 Kenya across all social media platforms. Now let's take a look at the highlights. Tonight, former Kibwezi Member of Parliament Kalembe Ndile is dead. Leaders and Kenyans have eulogized him as a servant leader.
Saa 11:30 hivi ndio akaaga.
President Kenyatta breaks a silence on the BBI appeal. The appellate court will hold a case management conference on Wednesday.
BBI ni ya kusaidia wananchi wa Jamhuri ya Kenya kuhakikisha ya kwamba wananchi mashinani wanapata haki yao.
National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi says he will run for presidency next year. Was his coronation a preparation to his presidency?
Kweli inawezekana kuwa Mlima Kenya sisi hatuko kwa serikali.
Welcome to the broadcast. Our sign language interpreter is Anne Wairimu. Now, starting off, President Uhuru Kenyatta has broken his silence over the beleaguered BBI process, whose fate now hangs in the balance after the High Court declared the process unconstitutional, null and void earlier this month. Speaking in Siaya in his first day of a 3-day tour of the Nyanza region, President Uhuru Kenyatta has expressed optimism that the BBI process will prevail in the courts and that a BBI referendum will be held before next year's general elections. In the backdrop of the High Court ruling, the proponents of the bill have since appealed the ruling at the Court of Appeal, with the appellate court President Daniel Musinga expected to convene a bench that will hear and determine the case.
BBI haisaidii uhuru. BBI ni ya kusaidia wananchi wa Jamhuri ya Kenya kuhakikisha ya kwamba wananchi mashinani wanapata haki yao, isipojali ni serikali gani ambayo itakuweko. Tunaelewana wenzangu? Tunaelewana wenzangu? Ni ya kulete haki kwa kila Mkenya. Na ndipo nawauliza kwa heshima kubwa, jameni, mukubali mujitokeze muiunge mkono. Yale ambayo yako mbele yetu tutatatua, mimi najua.
Sasa sisi tulikubaliana tunataka kuleta mabadiliko ya kudumu kusaidia wananchi wa Kenya, na tukaleta kitu kinaitwa BB. Wangapi wanaunga mkono BBI? Neno kwa mkono. Tunasema nobody can stop. Nobody can stop.
Still on that, President Uhuru Kenyatta's 3-day working tour of the Nyanza region began Sunday afternoon in Siaya County, where he launched and commissioned several development projects. The president is also expected to hit more ground running on Monday in the rest of the lakeside counties, among them Migori, Kisumu and Homa Bay, with his visit set to culminate in the Madaraka Day celebrations that will take at Kisumu County on Tuesday. Our reporter David Muthoka reviews the head of state's itinerary at the Nyanza region.
For the 5th time since the famous 2018 handshake at the doorsteps of Harambee House between President Uhuru Kenyatta and ODM boss Raila Odinga happened, Nyanza will be playing host to the head of state, who is on a 3-day working tour of the lakeside region. The tour, which is set to climax in the Madaraka Day celebrations at the Jomo Kenyatta International Stadium in Kisumu County, will see the president launch various developmental projects in the entire Nyanza region. Upon touching down on Sunday afternoon, President Kenyatta made Odinga's Siaya backyard his first stop, where he made good his promise to make the visit a fond one for residents by launching various projects, among them the Kodiaga to Agai Road project and the Siaya to Bondo Water project in Yala.
Barabara ambao wananchi wa sehemu hii wameitarajia kwa muda mrefu, barabara ambayo itaunganisha vile Raila Omolo amesema section yote mbili ya game. Hakuna sasa mambo ya shida ya watu, majirani, kukosa kutembeleana kwa sababu barabara imekatika kwa sababu ya mvua na mambo mengine.
Hot on the heels of the several launches in Siaya, the president will resume his tour to the rest of Nyanza counties, accompanied by various leaders, among them Raila Odinga, where he will launch more projects. Some of the projects earmarked for launching and groundbreaking in Kisumu, Homa Bay and Migori counties will include the revitalization of the 3 billion shilling Kisumu Port, Uhuru Business Park and Marketing Complex, Simu Inland Container Depot, Lake Basin Mall, and the revival of the Kisumu-Nakuru Railway. Others are the commissioning of the Korusoin multipurpose dam, Muhoroni to Mamboleo Road project, and a bailout appeal to revive the operations of the Sony Sugar Company. During his visit, the president is also expected to commission an inland container depot at Kibos, as well as the revamped Jomo Kenyatta Sports Complex.
Huyu ndugu yangu Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta, tangu tuliposalimiana na yeye amesimama kidete.
Na kutoka wakati ambapo tulisema ya kwamba tutaunganisha Wakenya, ndugu yangu amesimama kidete, tumesaidiana na tutaendelea kusaidiana. Hata tukiangalia siku za usoni tutakuwa tukiangalia pamoja, na ndio Wakenya wawe kitu kimoja. Mwataka hivyo au mwataka namna gani?
The tour of the two handshake brothers comes amid fears of Cold War in the handshake and is expected to cement the handshake grip. David Mudhoka, TV47.
Thank you, David Mudhoka, for that report. Still in matters, Nyanza, President Uhuru Kenyatta has commissioned 2 key road and water projects in Siaya. The president arrived in the region Sunday afternoon for a 3-day working visit. He will be culminated in this year's Madaraka Day celebrations. The government says preparations are complete for the events.
We are satisfied by the work that has been done. And we can commit to the country that we are ready to host Madaraka Day here in this stadium. Madaraka Day celebration for 2021 shall be held in the International Stadium, the Jomo Kenyatta International Stadium, Kisumu. And I have laid the program. There is no time there was any other consideration. And we have walked this journey with you since we started these preparations. So anything else you hear, saying anything else other than that we shall be here on Tuesday. Tuesday is tomorrow but one. That will only be rumor mongering, and we discourage that. The reason why we are having 3,000 people in a stadium whose capacity is well above 20,000 is so that we maintain the social distance.
We'll be privileged to receive a head of state from the region, the president of Burundi, who will arrive on Monday and will join us as the chief guest for the Madaraka Day celebrations. During his stay here, we will hold bilateral meetings with our colleagues from Burundi. In fact, some of these meetings are already in hand, and we hope to be able to execute a number of agreements and MOUs to advance this relationship.
Now on to a rather sad note. Former Kibwezi Member of Parliament Kalembe Ndile is dead. His family has confirmed that the 57-year-old died at Nairobi Hospital after battling a long illness. His body has been transferred to the Lee Funeral Home, as Margaret Wanjiru now reports.
Kuna hiyo hadithi ya fisi ambao alienda siku moja akafuata tembo. Akaona tembo ana kitu anaenda itaanguka hiyo mkono yake. Na hiyo mkono ya tembo fisi alifuata akachoka, haikuanguka.
This would be the last public address of the vocal and humorous politician Kalembe Ndile. His family says the former Kibwezi Member of Parliament, who had been battling a long illness, was taken to the hospital on Wednesday this week.
Nilikuwa nalala tu hapo kwa sofa set, akaniita kutoka kwa kitanda chake akaniambia nimpeleke hospitali. nikachukua gari nikampeleka hapo Mlolongo hospitali ndogo ya branch ya Aga Khan. Baadaye wakamwangalia, wakaniambia tuende Aga Khan pale Parklands. Waenda Parklands, wakasema wanataka kumu-admit. Baadaye tukapata hapa hakuna kitanda kwa private wing. Sasa ndio tuliamua kumleta hapa Nairobi. Sasa wakamtibu. Jana usiku wakampeleka ICU. Alikuwa na shida ya figo. Walipompeleka hapo sasa ndio ikashindikana. Asubuhi saa 11:30 hivi ndio akaaga.
One thing I know, it was not COVID. It wasn't COVID, this is for sure. But it's something to do with the bile.
His body has since been transferred to Lee Funeral Home. President Uhuru Kenyatta has sent a message of condolence to the family, friends and relatives of former Kibwezi Member of Parliament Richard Kalembendile, who passed away Saturday night. In his message of comfort, the president described the late Kalembe as a witty, determined and practical politician whose rise in life was as a result of sheer hard work. Deputy President William Ruto described Kalembendile as a person who devoted his life to serve the people of Kibwezi. The DP said Ndile was a master of equal justice who set an incredible example of service to all. ODM boss Raila Odinga said the people of Kibwezi and the country have lost a charismatic leader with exceptional grassroots mobilization skills who also cared deeply for the underprivileged.
Wherever we went with Mheshimiwa Kalembe in this country, wananchi wenyewe would demand to be addressed by Mheshimiwa Kalembe. He had very little patience for corruption and was a true representative of the people who are landless in this country.
We are very sad to have lost Kalembe Ndile. Very, very sad. Because he's a person who we had counted on, worked with very well. And I'm talking now as vice chairman of Wiper Democratic Movement, a person we were counting on, a person we had banked on to support us in the...
Kalembe served as the Member of Parliament for Kibwezi from 2002 and later served as the Assistant Minister for Wildlife in former President Mwai Kibaki's cabinet. During his political career, he adopted the name Son of a Squatter, which he used to gain relatability with the people he was looking to represent.
Tumempoteza Mheshimiwa Kalembe Ndile, na alikuwa mheshimiwa, alikuwa na maono, alikuwa mtu mwenye amani, mwenye maendeleo, na tutampoteza wote kama wa Kenya na ukamani kwa jumla.
Kalembe, who died at the age of 57, is survived by his wife and 10 children. Humorous, charismatic and the people's person, Kalembe Ndile, the former politician turned businessman, will forever be remembered for the contribution that he made to bettering this country. Margaret Wanjiru, TV 47.
Our heartfelt condolences to the family. Now, still on that matter, little is known about the young life of the former Kibwezi lawmaker Kalembe Ndile, who would surface and have a name and influence in every part of Kenya, devoid of his education status and landless, as so he referred to himself. Willie Dennis Njiru digs deeper to find more about the fallen hero.
I said, why are we spending much time in improving how to control jamu ya Nairobi? Why don't we have another city? And in that time, I proposed Gotv Plains.
Richard Ndile was born in 1964 in the western part of Uganda, where the family had relocated from lower eastern Kenya, as the father had gone to toil as a laborer during the construction of the Mbarambara-Tungamano Road. Ndile would start his education at Kamwenge Primary School, where he acquainted himself with the local dialect. Sickly, Ndile often skipped classes for medical services at the neighboring center from the Kilembe mines where the family hailed from, finding himself nicknamed Kilembe by the clinicians. It is at the height of ouster of the former Ugandan dictator Idi Amin by the then Tanzanian regime that the family opted to return back to their rural home in Kibwezi. But unfortunately, the land had been taken away, forming the basis for his slogan, Mtoto wa Squatter. He later swore an affidavit to have his nickname adopted, becoming popular with Kalembe Ndile. Before his entry into the world of politics, Kalembe was an office messenger between 1984 to 1988. His first attempt in political arena early 1992 for a civic seat was unsuccessful, but he made a comeback 10 years later to clinch the Kibwezi parliamentary seat on a National Rainbow Coalition ticket. Kalembe would serve as an assistant minister for tourism and wildlife before his political light began to dimmer after he lost during the 2013 general elections. Regarded as comical, Kalembe once stated, "I realized that pretending to be illiterate helped. Sometimes I would get in trouble and all I had to say was, what do I do? What do I know? I don't have good education," and indeed carry the day. The ex-MP had been against the constitutional requirement that those seeking political office ought to hold a degree, stating that leadership was God-given. He downplayed claims that his high-octane days in politics were doomed, stating that he was to be on the ballot in 2022. The legislator had been pursuing further education in a bid to run for a higher office. Richard Kalembe Ndile died at the age of 57. For TV47, I'm Willie Dennis Njiru.
Thank you so much, Willie Dennis Njiru, for that report. Now we know where his nickname Kalembe sprouted from. He was indeed a witty man. May his soul rest in peace. Now that story takes us for a short break. We will be right back with more news. Do stay with us.
Wondering what next in a crowded, confused and uncertain career market after KCSE? Worry no more. TV47, the fastest growing youth-targeted TV station across the 47 counties, brings you an entire month of career options and choice opportunities across all the leading universities and TVET institutions. We have put together a rich group of experts who will guide you through your career aspirations throughout the month of May. This will climax with a virtual career fair scheduled for the 28th of May at the University of Nairobi Auditorium. All relevant stakeholders are invited to reserve a seat via david.katiku@tv47.co.ke or careersfair@tv47.co.ke on 0791 999 883.
New Blue Band peanut butter. Made with 100% pure peanuts. And a good source of omega-6. Grow healthy and happy kids with New Blue Band peanut butter.
Hey, now that's hitting the right notes. When life gets boring, we bring out our play. You see, playfulness is in our DNA. It's in the way we move and laugh. It's in the way we walk, the way we rock, and how we just don't stop. You feel me? We add color to everything, to every day and every dish, because the world needs our crazy. We're the different flavors that make life more exciting. We're the ones who add color to every moment. Fanta, color every moment.
Welcome back to TV47 Weekend. Now, the body of a middle-aged woman has been retrieved from a pit latrine in Nganda area, Dagoretti South. The deceased is said to have gone missing 5 days ago, but her husband never reported her disappearance. Residents of Nganda village in Dagoretti South, living along the railway line, thronged about a disused pit latrine this morning after a woman's body was found. The victim is said to have gone missing from her home, which is in Kabiria village, 5 days ago, but in a strange occurrence, the husband had never reported her missing in any of the police stations. In a strange twist, the deceased's phone was used by an unknown man to call her relatives, directing them to the spot where her body was found.
Unknown person alikuwa anatumia namba ya sister yangu, anatumia namba ya marehemu akisema ati niende nichukue dadangu amekufa.
The relatives followed the lead for 2 days but could not find the actual spot as directed, but after another call early this morning, which pinpointed the exact location, they were able to locate her decomposed body alongside her phone, which had been switched off.
Ndio nikatoka asubuhi nikakuja kwa huyu ndugu yangu nikamwambia hebu nipeleke nimepigiwa simu Emi amekufa na ako Ng'ando kwa railway line hapo karibu na Ng'ando. So ndio nikakuja, so vile nilikuwa nakuja nilikuwa na directiwa tu na non person na natumia simu ya dadangu.
Asubuhi ya leo nimepigiwa simu dada yangu amekufa. Nimetumiwa namba ya huyu. Nikiwa nimestuka sana, sikuamini amekufa. Lakini vile huyu akanipigia simu amekufa, nimefika hapa yenyewe nimepata amekufa. Na sijui chanzo ya kifo ni nini.
Police officers from Satellite Police Station and scene of crime officers arrived and assisted in retrieving the body, which was taken to City Mortuary as investigations were launched. Muthoni Maina, TV 47. Such a devastating situation there. May justice be served. Now, a section of lawmakers are in the race to salvage the BBI process through a parliamentary route. National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi, however, says the move must be hastened if the country is to release constitutional amendments before the 2022 polls. Paul Kirobi reports.
National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi says it is possible for the amendment of the Constitution through the House. Muturi, however, called on the promoters of the Constitutional Amendment Bill 2020 to move with speed in their latest move to salvage the BBI bill.
Pendekezo gani mko nayo for 90 days? Kwa hivyo ndio nasema kama wanataka hivyo lazima wakimbie, wafanye kwa haraka.
There are reports of a plan to spearhead minimum reforms ahead of next year's general election. Bipartisan MPs have already identified at least 10 items that are non-controversial in the BBI bill that will be pursued through a parliamentary route.
Mimi nimeomba bunge la Kenya, viongozi wa chama zote, chama kubwa kama ODM, Jubilee, chama ndogo kama KANU, Obarahire na kuna hii Wiper, wote tushirikiane kwa sababu katiba ya Kenya inakubali mabadiliko ya katiba kwa njia mbili, kupitia bunge na kupitia kwa wananchi.
The lawmakers have formed a caucus to push law reforms ahead of next year general elections. The 13-member caucus includes, among others, Siaya Senator James Orengo and his Makueni and Meru counterparts Mutula Kilonzo and Mithika Linturi, respectively. Rarieda MP Otiende Amolo and his Gatundu South counterpart Moses Kuria. Others are Senators Johnson Sakaja, Aaron Cheriot, Sakwa Bunyasi and Cecily Mbarire, among others. However, section of BBI promoters have opposed the parliamentary route.
Sina kesi ingine, ukiweka Ijara constituency, ukiweka Wajir South, mimi niko hapo kusukuma BBI.
Parliament and the Senate, and it was approved there unanimously. And we cannot go back to Parliament for BBI. We want to go to court. Our lawyers are ready to prove that that was wrong. And there is no any other way other than popular initiative supported.
The proponents of the bill have already appealed the High Court ruling at the Court of Appeal, with the appellate court President Daniel Musinga expected to convene a bench that will hear and determine the case.
Niliona wanajaribu kusema mambo ya wabunge wakuwe ndio mawaziri. Unajua sio lazima hata iko hivyo. Hata wale wabunge wale mawaziri wako leo ni kipengele kidogo tu.
President Uhuru Kenyatta has expressed optimism that the BBI process will prevail in the courts. Paul Kirobi, TV 47, Nairobi.
Now, barely 2 weeks after his coronation as the Gema spokesman at Mukuroya Nyagathaga Shrine in Murang'a County, National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi has hinted of a presidential bid in 2022. Daniel Masidza reports.
The Speaker of the National Assembly, Justin Muturi, has finally hinted that he might be running for the country's top job next year.
Hapo kuna wale nimeona wakiitwa vigogo. Nani tumeona hapo kutoka Mlima Kenya? Hiyo picha iko hapo. Kweli inawezekana kuwa Mlima Kenya sisi hatuko kwa serikali?
Muturi, however, says he will not participate in church politics, but instead will focus on proper strategies to seek support across the country.
It has never been my habit to, even though I practice politics, to come to church to talk politics.
The move comes at a time several Mount Kenya leaders have been persuading Muturi to back Deputy President William Ruto.
Kama vile nilisema, kasaizi ukianza kuambia watu atuona utaenda Tokyo Olympics, lakini unaona ile kitu unaweza kuletea nchi ni bronze medal ama silver, tutasema hatuwezi kukulipia ndege uende kule kwa sababu hatujui kama hata utafikisha hiyo. Kwa hivyo tuko hapo sisi, hatuwezi kuenda kutafuta bronze ama silver.
Speaker Muturi's move to run for the presidency follows his coronation, which was widely criticized by several Mount Kenya governors, including Anne Waiguru and Mwangi wa Iria.
Tumekataa yeye kama msemaji wetu. Hapa Murang'a yeye siye msemaji wa watu wa Murang'a.
Hiyo ni kiti gani? Na ofisi yake inakuwa wapi? Inakuanga kwa shiraini ya Njuri Ncheke ama inakuanga kwa shiraini huko?
Daniel Masiza, TV47.
Thank you so much, Masiza, for that report. Now let's take another short break. We will be right back.
Wondering what next in a crowded, confused and uncertain career market after KCSE? Worry no more. TV47, the fastest growing youth-targeted TV station across the 47 counties, brings you an entire month of career options and choice opportunities across all the leading universities and TVET institutions. We have put together a rich group of experts who will guide you through your career aspirations throughout the month of May. This will climax with a virtual career fair scheduled for the 28th of May at the University of Nairobi Auditorium. All relevant stakeholders are invited to reserve a seat via david.katiku@tv47.co.ke or careersfair@tv47.co.ke on 0791 999 883.
New Blue Band peanut butter. Made with 100% pure peanuts. And a good source of omega-6. Grow healthy and happy kids with new Blue Band peanut butter.
Hey, now that's, you feel me? We add color to everything, to every day and every dish, because the world needs our crazy. We're the different flavors that make life more exciting. We're the ones who add color to every moment. Fanta, color every moment.
Welcome back. Now, still on Muturi's case, where a few days after the coronation of National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi as Mount Kenya's spokesman, a section of leaders from the marginalized East Mount Kenya region have called for the formation of a political party with Muturi as a possible candidate to succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta next year. But a section of Gema leaders claim they will not discuss succession politics with Muturi.
For the first time in years, the Embu, one of the Gema communities in Mount Kenya region, will be at the helm of the region's leadership if National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi's coronation will be accepted in the region. Muturi was coronated as the mountain spokesman on Saturday last week, and a section of political commentators argue that the event had the blessings of President Uhuru Kenyatta. Muturi's rise to power has awakened the desires of the marginalized East Mount Kenya region to try a shot at the presidency, confirming fears that Muturi could be a possible candidate to succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta in the 2022 presidential election.
Mheshimiwa Kiraitu alikaa kwa upinzani miaka 10. Alipotoka kwa upinzani sikujua itakuwa namna gani mambo ya Mungu. Ni mimi na mimi nikajitumbukiza kule. Tulikuwa na Uhuru akawa kiongozi wa upinzani na mimi nikawa kiraja wa upinzani. Kwa hivyo kati yangu na Kiraitu tunajua umuhimu wa kuwa ndani ya serikali.
A section of leaders from the east of the mountain have called for the formation of a party to spearhead the region's interest at the negotiating table, alluding to the revival of Meru Governor Kiraitu Murungi's Alliance Party of Kenya APK.
Politics is a horse race. You can't go to a horse race without a horse. Ukiwa unatembea na miguu, what are you doing in the horse race? So we have to have our own horse.
We need not feel like orphans as people of Meru, as people of Upper Eastern. Time has come for us tuweze kujumuika na wengine at the national level.
Kama watu wa Meru wamesema wako tayari uunde basi ingine, uunde meli wa abiria wako. Sisi tukiwa watu wa Meru kama abiria tuko tayari.
This has, however, split the region, with the east comprising of Embu, Meru and Tharaka Nithi counties against the vote-rich Mount Kenya West, which comprises of the counties of Murang'a, Kiambu, Nyeri, Kirinyaga, Nyandarua, Laikipia na Nakuru.
Sisi tunajua Muturi ni spokesman wa Mount Kenya. Hakuna story mbili wala nini. Na katika Mboma tunaweza fanya kitu inaitangwa merry-go round. Wewe unaweza kuwa chairman leo, kesho ni yule, kesho kutwa ni yule mwingine.
Sasa tulikuwa over 60 years tunasupport Mkikuyu, akiwa anaongoza hii anapewa Mutirima, anaongoza. Kwani sasa tukichukua uongozi, kwani kumeleta shida kwa nini?
Sasa tumesema Mount Kenya East iko katika Mount Kenya, na sasa tumekumbali, tumemrequest kama vile Mungu amemchagua kama Daudi ama Joshua, muweze kumsupport ndio aweze kutuongoza sisi.
Several leaders eyeing the top seat next year, including Deputy President William Ruto, have been quoting the vote-rich mountain, further plunging the region into a political dilemma on who to rally behind in 2022.
Kuna watu wanaitwa impositors, wana-impose na hawafanyii president kazi, lakini wengine kwa sababu wako juu superficially wanamwambia ni zizi tuko.
Lakini tumepotea, hatunjui pande ni gani, hatunjui tuingie hii pande ingine, tuingie hii pande ingine, tuko mahali tu tunaelea. Tupatie direction, tujue tunaenda direction gani? Ama hamtaki Muturi atupatie direction.
Muturi has welcomed the move to form the region's political wheel, but insists that all the Gema communities must be involved in charting the way forward for the region. Governor Kiraitu Murungi confirming that the party will be ready before the end of the year.
Niliwekwa kwa 4 committees of parliament. No MP alipata committee 4 ya parliament nikiwa kwa basi. Sasa niko kwa Jubilee, nina bahati niko na 2 peke yake. So mnaona what is the advantage of having your own party? Although the Political Parties Act says we cannot revive the bus in that name, but we can do something else.
Still 1 year, maybe as we go into Christmas, this will be clearer for us. Tukiketi pamoja, tushauriane pamoja, tuone tunataka nini sisi. I'm alive to the various proposals that have come through, and as a region, we should try as much as possible to bring everybody on board.
However, Muturi's political ambitions to succeed Kenyatta could be met with a lot of resistance from the Kikuyu elders, despite the elders insisting that their choice to pick Muturi as spokesman was unanimously agreed upon by the Gema elders.
Lakini kila mtu anajua Justin Muturi pia ni mwanasiasa, na kulikuwa wakati alikuwa mjumbe. Kwa hivyo kama Muturi ako na mambo yake ya kisiasa, ataendesha na wanasiasa, lakini sina wazee.
Musa Salah, TV 47.
Indeed, there is a lot of divisive and lies informations there. Thank you so much, Mrs. Salah, for that report. And now over from Muturi's case to where the nationwide curfew has been extended for a further 60 days, according to a Gazette notice released Sunday. Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i says curfew hours will continue to be observed from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. Andrina Kilemi reports.
In a special Gazette notice dated May 28th, Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i has announced the extension of nationwide curfew by a further 60 days. The move directs that all Kenyans shall remain indoors from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. until the 27th of July unless stated otherwise. The government further announced the suspension of public gatherings, processions and movements during the curfew period. Those seeking to hold gatherings will be required to have a written authorization from the Chief of Police in a county, division or subdivision. The orders are, however, in exception of essential service providers who include medical professionals and health workers, national security officers, licensed pharmaceuticals, licensed broadcasters, among other essential service providers. The move, according to Interior CS, has been necessitated by the spread of COVID-19 in the country. 162 people have tested positive for coronavirus out of a sample size of 3,452 tested in the last 24 hours. This bringing the total number of infections to 170,647. 643 people have recovered from the virus in the last 24 hours, with 406 of them from the home-based isolation, while 237 are from various health facilities countrywide. Andrine Kilemi, TV 47.
Moving on, police in Mombasa have arrested 2 alleged criminal gang members hiding in a house hours after they cut a man with machetes in his bedroom. The early morning incident attracted curious onlookers and shocked residents of Mlaleo area of Mombasa. Confirming the incident, Nyali Sub-County Police Commander Daniel Masaba says police are in hot pursuit of 3 others who fled the scene. Police have recovered crude weapons such as machetes, axes, iron bars and knives. The man injured in the machete attack was rushed to the Coast General Hospital, where he is said to be in critical condition.
Sana nashukuru wananchi wa huku. Namshukuru sana sana. Kwa sababu nasema hivyo, hao vijana kama si juhudi zenu hatungepata. Tamshukuru kwa information. Na mshukuru pia kwa cooperation yenu pamoja na security agents. Nimekuwa mbali nikisikia wasi sasa kitana kwa set. Na nimekimbia nimefika hapa. Nimeshukuru kwa sababu ya hawa vijana wawili wale wamepatikana, na tunaendelea kufuata, si wawili peke yake. Tutahakikisha mpaka ule amejificha hata chini ya mkungu pale hapo kwa mchanga tutamtoa. Hatutakubali mtu kwenda kukata mwingine bila sababu. Unaamuka tu na kufuata mtu kwenda kumkata.
We shall not agree that. Hatutakubaliana na hiyo. Hiyo
hili tokeo limetokea eneo langu la Freetown, mimi kama mama wa nyumba 10. Na right now inatupasa tuwe tunashikana, tuwe kitu kimoja. And I'm very happy polisi wamekuwa respond haraka sana, which is very good. Na kijana mwenye amejeruhiwa amepata usaidizi, amepelekwa hospitali. Na wale wamefanya hilo tokeo wameshashikwa, wamewekwa mbaroni, na tunatarajia tuwe na amani mtaani kwetu. No, mimi nimeridhika na vile polisi wamekuja wamevamia hiyo nyumba, which is very good. Kwa sababu hiyo miaka ya nyuma tulikuwa hatupati response kama hiyo. Right now the response is very quick and active, which is very good.
Visa kama hivi vimejitokeza mara kwa mara ama ni?
Well, kulingana na ule mtaa wangu visa kama hivi havijawahi tokea. Hata nimeshangaa sana visa kama hivi kutokea. Kule kwetu huwa ni mtaa wa amani, huwa hatuna matatizo kabisa kwa sababu tuko na security. Lakini hawa vijana ni kama ambaye ni vijana wa kutoka nje wamekuja kuvamia yule kijana wa pale mtaani.
Na mimi nimefurahia sana na response ya polisi na pia wananchi.
Moving on, the United Democratic Alliance Party allied leaders in West Pokot have begun enlisting new members to the party in readiness for the upcoming grassroots elections. Speaking in Kachaliba, led by Area Member of Parliament Mark Lomunokol, who was elected on a PDR party ticket, the leaders explained that they are putting in place measures to ensure the Pokot region becomes a bedrock for Deputy President William Ruto in the next year's general elections.
Hiyo ni exercise ambayo tunataka tuikimbize kwa haraka ili tupate catch up na pace ya program ya party. Party inanuia kufanya uteuzi ama uchaguzi kwenye nyanja ama vitengo mbalimbali ya chama. Kwa mfano upande wa polling centers kutakuwa na uchaguzi, upande wa ward, vile constituency mpaka county, alafu kuwe na NEC. Kwa hivyo ni program ambaye tunataka ifaulu kabisa.
Ninavyoongea saa hizi mimi ni mjumbe wa Jubilee na hapo ndio tuko, lakini nataka niseme kwamba tuko pale kwa ajili ya naibu wa rais ambayo alikuwa sasa tumeenda pamoja kuunga Jubilee, tukitoka upande huu wale wakitoka upande ile tukakutana hapa. Na inavyoelekea sasa unaona sasa naibu wa rais anaelekea kusukuma kando. Na anaposukuma kando unajua pia anasukuma na watu wake. Lakini sasa mali ambapo tuko na UDA ambaye ilikuwa PDR. Hii PDR iko na makubaliano ya kufanya kazi pamoja na Jubilee.
Kwa pamoja. Kwa sababu bila kufanya kazi pamoja hakuna maendeleo. Na kama viongozi wa West Pokot County kutoka gavana wetu Professor Lonyagapuo, wabunge wote na MCS, hadi wakati huu tulianza 2018, hatutatengana tena.
Moving on, religious leaders in Bungoma County now want Governor Wycliffe Wangamati's government to ensure each constituency receives a fair share of development projects. Led by Bishop George Meshumo of the Anglican Church of Kenya Diocese of Bungoma, the leaders faulted the county government for what they termed as failure to seek public participation before rolling out development projects.
We call upon the county government to ensure equitable distribution of resources across the county. Most of the flagship projects are specifically located in Kandu and Kabuchai counties. The process was supposed to be done in phases and create provisions for road diversions. However, this was not adhered to. It has affected the business and natural environment, and more specifically inconvenienced the traffic flow in the town.
During the CFSP 2021-2022, the County Assembly was supposed to conduct public participation. It did not do that in the pretext of COVID-19, which is against the Constitution of Kenya. And that has not applied to so many projects, not only the Kandui Stadium, where the public has not been given an opportunity to prioritize their own development.
Now on to tree planting, where a partnership between the county governments and Equity Bank will see a total of 1.7 million tree seedlings planted across the country within a year. Speaking in Mombasa during a tree planting campaign, Equity Bank Group Chief Commercial Officer Polycarp Gotv explained that the campaign is part of the bank's initiatives towards mitigating the impact of climate change across the country. Gotv was accompanied by Mombasa Deputy Governor Dr. William King.
Katika jamhuri yetu ya Kenya, ile target ya United Nations ni miti asilimia coverage ya miti kwa Kenya asilimia 10. Sasa tuko katika asilimia 7.4. Sasa nafikiri tukiweza kushikana kwa ukaribu na Equity Bank tunaweza kufika ile target ambayo tumepatiwa na United Nations ya asilimia 10.
Na mradi huu wa upanzi wa miti ni jambo la muhimu sana, kwa sababu miti is the lungs of Kenya, na tumeshirikiana nanyi during hii planting season. Kwa mradi huu tutapanda miti 300,000 hapa Mombasa, na tutafanya hiyo kazi tukishirikiana nanyi pamoja na wenzetu ambao wako hapa Mombasa. Leo tuko na meneja wetu wa Digo Road, tuko na meneja msimamizi wa eneo lote la Mombasa, Bwana Joseph Ndungu, na sisi tumeacha kazi ya bank na tumesema kila Saturday tutakuwa pamoja tukipanda miti, tukifanya upanzi wa miti. Tayari tushafanya kule Pwani University, leo tuko hapa Marimani Primary School.